JB, BZ Dynasty. It's just hard. We want to do so much. It's hard being young, black, woke. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want more.
What up, BZ Dynasty? This is your boy, your favorite dreaded hero, the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. JB Zion on the track, y'all. Welcome, Dynamites. Welcome to BZ Dynasty. Y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all for all the support y'all been doing, y'all. These subscribers and this family been just growing, and I just been enjoying, me and my wife, Shaunie D, we just been enjoying just talking to y'all, hearing y'all's feedback, just being able to impart into y'all, y'all impart into us, y'all give us advice, and this thing just grow together, y'all. So I just want to shout out to all our Dynamites, all those that are subscribed. And if you're on the fence about subscribing, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? It's free to you. Just click the button, like it, share it, comment, subscribe, everything. Join the movement. That is BZ Dynasty. Now, y'all, so what this video is about, I'm getting ready to end it. I'm gonna put the nail ching ching to the coffin with this African DNA, African Ancestry DNA, 23andMe, African Diaspora DNA, Bantu, Yoruba, Niger, Congo, Phylum, Igbo, Fulani, Hausa, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Morocco. I'm finna end it, y'all. I'm finna put the nail to the coffin based on the research I've been looking up, y'all. So, y'all, this is a monumental video, and this may be the last video that I do on African DNA for the time being. Now, it depends on what y'all want. And the ball, I look good with these dreads on me, brother. Ooh, ooh. But yeah, y'all, and if you haven't seen that video, it might pop up right here. Bing! This is finna be a comprehensive video. I'm finna go in on the Yoruba, the Igbo, the West African Bantu, the Bantu speakers. Let me qualify that. I ain't saying Yoruba is Bantu or Igbo. They are more of the Niger Congo phylum. However, the Bantus branch out of them. I have to clarify that for some of y'all super woke folks that been commenting and DMing and saying, well, you know, that's deceiving our people. I gotta be specific about this stuff. Most African Americans are Bantu or Bantu speaker people, or they originate from Niger Congo phylum. So, what I'm finna do, as y'all know in my DNA results video, which y'all, that thing just hit 1,000 views, me brother. But so on that original video I did, y'all been commenting, loving it, all that good stuff. I let you guys know that mine went back to the Yoruba people of Nigeria, right? There are three major groups of Nigeria. There's the Yoruba, the Hausa, and then there's the Igbo, all of which have origins in the Middle East, but I ain't gonna spoil that yet. But okay, now, so first things first on this video, I'm gonna go a little bit into the 23andMe just to go ahead and explain to y'all. I did do my 23andMe first, right? I found out that the 23andMe was not all-inclusive, not comprehensive like African Ancestry. African Ancestry blows it out the park. If you are a black person, if you are a descendant of the African diaspora, the transatlantic slave period, and you had to pick one DNA company to do your DNA on, do it on African Ancestry, please. Now, that is if money is not an issue. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know, I paid $399. Well, I didn't. My wife, Shaunie D, surprised me on my 26th birthday. Last year, she surprised me with a paternal haplotype group, and that maternal is coming. A lot of y'all been asking me, when is the maternal coming? The maternal is coming, but as y'all know, them things are expensive. So we trying to grind up, get the racks up, so I can be able to get that maternal, and that will be coming. But back to what I was saying, if you had to pick between African Ancestry and 23andMe, and money is not an issue, go with African Ancestry if you can afford it. 23andMe is cheaper. It was $99 when I did it. However, they tell you things like you're West African. They might not necessarily start off with Nigeria. They might tell you Nigeria, but they will not tell you Igbo. I'm trying to tell y'all. They will not link you back to a specific tribe. As you all know, 23andMe is owned and funded by a certain wealthy Ashkenazi Jew. 23andMe's format has got more and more confusing. They've changed their nomenclature. At one point, when a black person did their DNA, it'd just say E1B1A for your paternal haplotype group. Or your mother to be like L3 or LO or L1 group. Now that it made that thing look like EZ16052, and I'm like, why y'all making it that confusing? You're making black people get discouraged if they're trying to see, are we all the same people, and create a nation building experience. But oh, most black people are E1B1A. Oh man, I did mine. I'm E1B. Make it easy for people. And I commented them and I reached out to them and said to make it easy, but they didn't. Long story short, African Ancestry is beautiful, y'all. When I tell y'all, I am so proud. As you all know, let me go ahead and get it out. I did They keep your DNA stuff on file for the purpose of, they don't sell it to no third party company or nothing like that. But they do keep it in case you want to get your grandson, get your sons, get your brothers, get your dads. Because as you all know, it's the same. The father's haplotype group does not change. It take like 2 millennia for it to change, like 2,000-3,000 years for that to change, and even then that'll be from a migrational change or something like that. But I had to show y'all my boys right here, y'all. And I called them, y'all, and they made it real easy for me to just get another copy of my results with the Yoruba people of Nigeria, and I got my son's name, Elijah, R.D.A, which is Hebrew for Lion of the Lord, Jaslan, which is my middle name, where you get J.B. Zion, and then Ben Zion. So, that's my boys. I don't know if I had showed y'all that, but I had to show y'all that now, let y'all know that I've been doing these things. So, huh? Oh. Yeah, it's him, boy. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot to use the things. I just, but I'm going in, baby. So I'm trying. But y'all, that was Shaunie D. I don't know if that part's gonna be edited out. But yeah, y'all. So yeah, I got my boys. Here's E1B1A. Here's Yoruba people of Nigeria. The Banai Ephraim, the Imo-Yokwa'im people of Nigeria. I didn't look about it. But I'm gonna go into that in the video. So, if you had to pick between African Ancestry and 23andMe, it's not a competition. Go with African Ancestry if you can afford it. It's expensive. It's $3.99. So, what this video is about now that I got all that out the way, now that I've explained all that, now this is the moment of truth. This is where my research meets the pavement. This is where I take all this data, all this information about genetics, haplotype group, and I paint a carefully orchestrated picture on what my research says about the collective whole of the African diaspora. That is, if you are a descendant of the transatlantic, or even not even that, the Inquisition took that same West African people and put them in Latina. So the E1B1A or African diaspora, that's why some certain Latin or Latino, you know, Latin people also might share that same haplotype because they originally might have came. It depends. Now, it could be European or it could be African, depending on, you know, that kind of thing. But based on all this evidence of that African DNA haplotype of E1B1A, now African Ancestry didn't change their format, y'all. Don't message me and say, oh, I did mine. It didn't say E1B1A. And y'all, just to clarify, this whole E1B1A teaching, this is not your boy. If you want to know more about the E1B1A in detail, the stuff I done found out, YouTube search Dr. Yeshua or Yahshua Benai Ephraim. Now, I might link the video, or you could type in on YouTube, Complete History of E1B1A. And the Hebrew Institute, I think is the actual channel that this brother has. He has done some phenomenal research. This is not my research. I do not claim any of it. He has blessed my socks off with it in terms of learning about where black people come from. So, research the E1B1A. So, now, this video is about taking all that research and seeing who are black people, who are the Bantus, where they originate, what are we as a people, all that good stuff, you know. And long story short, a lot of y'all already know me. You already know BZ Dynasty. You already know where I'm going with this. Yes, y'all. Black people, so-called African Americans, based on research, based on scripture, based on haplotype genetic research, African Americans are the true descendants of the biblical Hebrew Israelites. And that's what this is about. Before y'all click off this video, please, I'm begging you, just hear me out. I got evidence. I'm finna start hitting y'all with these facts. So, first of all, now, the first screen, you're finna see me, brother. Let's get it. Okay, y'all, here we go. So, now what we finna do, y'all, I'm finna take y'all on a little journey. John 8:38, verse 32 says, and you should know the truth, you should set you free. So as y'all know, the state of Israel is a coveted land. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on over there. Israel is very important to Christianity. Without the Hebrews, without Moses and them, we wouldn't even have faith. And I ain't trying to go too deep in this PowerPoint. I had already prepared this when I did a pastors and leaders presentation that I delivered to a bunch of bishops and pastors in Montgomery, where I kind of did this lesson on us being the Hebrew descendants. Based on this research, this journey, y'all been on it with me. I mean, I've been learning as I've been going. My DNA that I did kind of sparked all this. But I know I'm kind of flying through it, y'all. But I'm going to stop here to kind of elaborate. So basically, the Bible paints a picture that Israel was always a rebellious people. When they came out of Egypt with Moses, them boys was complaining that they wish they had stayed and got some grapes instead of being in the wilderness eating manna and bread and all that stuff. They was complaining already. because the children of Israel were always complaining backwards people, God told them through Moses that if they continued to be stiff-necked and not do the commandments, that they would go into a series of slaveries, which they did. Israel went to slavery after slavery, y'all, and I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but basically by the time Christ came, the historical Christ came on the scene, Israel was under the Romans. A lot of them was Hellenized, didn't really know who they were even then, and Christ even prophesied that this thing will continue. Romans 11 says they will be a people sleep, valley of dry bones. Ezekiel, y'all may have heard the story. People that didn't really know who they were. They weren't unified. They were kind of a shadow of their former self. And the people with no identity. Isaiah points that picture. So, why would they be like this? Okay, all the sin they did. First, God split the kingdom into Israel, the northern kingdom, 10 tribes, Judah, 3 tribes. I ain't trying to go into too much detail. But they end up going into slavery, y'all. And now, let's start off with some of y'all that think, okay, Brandon, first of all, what about the people that's in the land right now? I ain't finna go too deep into the people that's over there right now, but just know the true people that's supposed to be over in the land are a dark people. The children of Israel, according to the Bible, were always a dark people. From the beginning in Genesis 2:7, y'all might see that. When God made man out of the dust of the ground, they would have been a melanated people. The History Channel, science, everything says that the original people would have been a dark-skinned people that originated somewhere near Ethiopia. Now, I ain't finna go into all those scriptures that prove that the people in the Bible was black, but I got stuff for that, y'all. Genesis 37-50 is Joseph sold into Egypt, and when his brothers came to go get some food from him, they couldn't even recognize the brother. Why? If he was sold at 17, and when they got there he was about 30, the Bible says, how come they couldn't recognize him? It's because he blended in with the Egyptians, which the ancient Egyptians would have been a dark-skinned people. The miracle of leprosy that Moses did, where he turned them all white, would have looked something like that bottom left-hand corner. Matthew 2:13, Christ ran into Egypt to hide from Herod, who was trying to kill him. He went into Africa with other black people to hide. So that means he had to be dark. Acts 21:38, Paul was mistaken as in Egyptian, so that means he would have been dark-skinned. So, I just use this presentation just to kind of help me kind of make sure I mention that stuff. And y'all probably like, man, and I can go through this PowerPoint slower, but I just wanted to get to a certain point that proves what happened to how black people in America Israel. And I'm finna show you starting here. Okay. God told Israel, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, that if they didn't keep the commandments of God, he would send them, well, all these curses would come upon them. And this is in Deuteronomy 28. Y'all, if you have not read Deuteronomy 28, please read it. Read verses 15-68. If some of y'all ain't religious people, I understand. I got a lot of folks I know that ain't really deep into that stuff. If you don't read no book of the Bible, if you don't read no chapter, if you don't read no other verses, Deuteronomy 28, it is the 5th book in the Bible. That means Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. The 5th book, the 28th chapter, 15-68. And Moses warns them what would happen to them if they didn't keep God's commandments. And I'm just going to skip to it. And these curses will be a sign upon who the true people are. That's what the Bible says. And I'm going to get to that verse. Okay. They will be cursed in the city, cursed in the field, cursed in their basket and store, cursed in the fruit of their body. Cursed would they be when they came in, cursed when they came out. Basically, cursed in the field you're going to be. If you get to the inner cities, you're still going to be cursed. Cursed in your basket and store means any business, anything you try to do, it ain't going to go right. Cursed is the fruit of your body. Black people lead in hypertension. Black people lead in diabetes. Y'all don't get me started. I'm just trying to breeze through this. Blessed when y'all come, when you go. When people see you, you curse. When you go out, you curse. There's a separation between you and other people, colored, white, just like they have with the restrooms and water fountains. Curse and vexation to take hold of you. Pestilence. Y'all can read the rest of the verses. Fever. All these illnesses shall overtake thee. The Lord shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways. The transatlantic was the only period that took a group of people to the 7 continents of the earth via slave trade. And this verse says you shall go out 7 ways, which is prophetic. The Galatians 3:13 says, cursed is any man that hangs on a tree. And Deuteronomy 15 says, your carcass shall be meat for the fowls of the air. And our people went through these things. It talks about all the illnesses and the madness that our black people will be cursed with. Now watch this. Verse 30, y'all shall betroth a wife, but another man shall lie with her. Slavery. Who did this happen to? Now all these verses is meant to show you what will happen to Israel. And whoever fits these curses, the Bible tells you it will be a sign for his people. You be like, Brandon, you just adding it. Let me show you. What you saying? JB, you just making it up that, oh, these curses going to be on a sign for who the true people are. Let me show you. Let me show you. Verse 32, your sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look at them and fail with longing. That means that you're going to watch your people be given to another people, and there's nothing you can do. Hashtag auctioning blocks. Let's continue. The fruit of thy land and all your labor shall another nation eat up. We worked out there in the field. We ain't see none of the increase of it. Right? Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all the nations. That means you shall be called outside your God-given name. Hashtag coon, colored, African, African-American, black, Negro, Niger, alligator bait, black Sambo, just to name a few. Okay. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but you shall not enjoy them, because they will go into captivity. That means they went right into the field as soon as they were old enough to dig them, hold their head up. Okay. The stranger that is within thee shall get up high. That's why black folks don't own nothing. He shall lend to thee, and you shall not lend to him. Now, this is just showing you who has all this stuff happened to, y'all. And this is the verse I wanted to really hit. These curses shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. That's God saying, the golden arches of the McDonald's show you where McDonald's is. These curses in Deuteronomy 28 are a sign for who his people would be in the end times. So a yoke of iron shall be upon your neck was in there. A nation shall come as swift as the eagle flies. And that's America's emblem. Y'all, it's so many different verses. Verse 64, the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth to the other. And you shall serve gods that you knew not. I mean, I'm telling y'all. Verse 68 or 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt. And verse 68 is the nail to the coffin. And the Lord shall bring you into Egypt or bondage again with ships, by the way I told you that you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies as bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you or redeem you out of that prison. Who did that happen to? No other people went into slavery again, and Israel didn't go back to Egypt. They walked out of Egypt into the promised land. So it wasn't talking about them. Who was these ships? Talking about their descendants. That's all I had to really do, y'all, with that. So I hope I ain't taking too much time. I might have to split that whole thing up. I might have to dig end up, you know what I'm saying, make this a two-part. I ain't trying to make let me know if y'all want me to elaborate. Comment down there if you got some questions, or you concerned, or that kind of thing. I'm gonna reply to you, y'all. We big on that. If it seemed like, oh, it been a couple of hours or a day or two, maybe, just bear with us. But we replying to everybody. We love y'all support. Y'all been keeping us motivated, keeping us going. So this is your boy JB Zion, the dreaded man,